Very good morning, students. Dear students of grade 8, we are here today to start a new topic, your chapter number 8, water. So water, the detailed brief description about the water is given here. Look at this. The common name is water and its chemical name is dihydrogen monoxide. What is the chemical name given? Dihydrogen monoxide. Why it is so dihydrogen monoxide? Because when you look at the molecular formula of water, in the molecular formula you can see how many atoms of hydrogen? 2. So therefore it is called dihydrogen, and there is only one oxygen, so it is monoxide. Its chemical name therefore it is given dihydrogen monoxide. This is a molecular formula. The ratio by volume 2:1. 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen atom. So the ratio of water by volume is 2:1. And water is a universal solvent, it is called. It is called universal solvent. Why it is called universal solvent? Because most of the salts, most of the minerals dissolve in it. Most of the substances, water has an ability, potential to dissolve most of the substances in it. Therefore, it is commonly called as a universal solvent. And it is also called a compound. Water is a compound. You know the difference between element, compound. Element, a substance which is composed with an identical atom, we call it as element. And what is compound? A substance whose molecules are composed with 2 or more than 2 different atoms. So here a water molecule. The water molecule is composed of 2 atoms, but both the atoms are different. Hydrogen atom as well as oxygen atom. So such a molecule of a substance who contains different atoms. Now this molecule of water here contains different atoms, so it is called compound. Why water is called compound? Any substance whose molecule may contain 2 or more than 2 different atoms, then that substance is termed as a compound. So water is compound here. Water can be called as universal solvent. Why it is called universal solvent? Because it has most of the substances dissolve in it, so it is universal solvent. On the other hand, what is given? The sources of water. See, the sources of water are mainly categorized, classified into 3 types, 3 different types, such as surface water, underground water, and number 3 is above surface water. In surface water, again this ocean, sea, this is a surface water under surface category 1. Again river and lake, the water present in the river, lake. There are different sources which give, but the main source of water is this one. So we call it as above surface water, the rainwater. Underground sources of water are water present in the spring, water present in the well or bore well, different. They all comes under this division 2, and the third division of sources of water is above surface water. For above surface water we have taken rainwater as an example. So these are the major divisions, major classification of water, such as sources of water are classified into main these 3 divisions as surface water, underground water, and above surface water. So the water present in the ocean and sea water, it is called surface. The water present in the river, this spring water is spring and well. It is called underground water. These 2 comes under this surface water. River, lake, pond, ocean, sea. These are surface. And underground, spring water, water present in the well. Above surface water, the rain is the only source for it. So this is about the sources of water. The sources of water are mainly classified into 3 divisions, such as surface, underground, and above surface water. As you know, water is composed of hydrogen and oxygen. Here, I will tell you, you might have heard about electrolysis process. Electrolysis of water. The electrolysis of water shows this equation. How many molecules of water here? Two. The two molecules of water, when electric current is passed into this, the further breakdown as how many hydrogens will be 2 plus O2. This equation, why this happens? Due to electric current, due to pass of electric current. When electricity is passed into the water, what happens? The electric current splits the hydrogen and oxygen. This is what is electrolysis? The passing of electric current into the water. That is called electrolysis. Due to when you pass, for this voltmeter is used. In a voltmeter, not voltmeter, voltmeter. Down below you will have 2 electrodes, is it? And the water is filled with electrode, and the water is made little alkaline, acidic, before they pass electricity into this. So these electrodes, one act as positive, other act as negative terminal. What is done? Test tubes are inverted over this. Then down below, these electrodes are further connected to the source of electricity by using copper wire. This is the battery. So what happens? The EMF, electromotive force present in this battery, start flowing along the copper wire, and which splits the hydrogen ion and oxygen ion. So this we call as electrolysis of water. What is electrolysis? Passing of electricity into water to break the amount of hydrogen and oxygen in the water. This we call as electrolysis. Here, you can see here, the water cycle is shown on the other hand. The water cycle. What this water cycle, while looking at this, what will come to know? The water vapors present. First they form the cloud. The clouds further split and they come down in the form of rain. Is it? That rainwater further goes as streams and then into the river. From river it goes to the sea, and what happens? Finally, evaporation occurs. Due to heat, due to the heat energy from the sun, the water present in these streams, rivers, seas, etc., it is exposed to the sunlight. Due to high temperature, it gets evaporated. Evaporation occurs. Again, due to as a result of evaporation, that further water goes back in the form of water vapors. On the other hand, from the rainwater, the rainwater has gone to the streams, river, etc. Again the rainwater, which is added, seep down to the soil. From soil, plants will take the water. From soil, animals will use the water. From soil, water is used for human activities in that way. So the water which is taken by plants, it is further again released back to the atmosphere, by which process? Transpiration. Water from the plant is given back by which process? Transpiration. And water which is taken by the animals from the soil, that water from the animals given back further added by which process? Respiration. And the water again added by as a result of several human activities by combustion. See here, what we come to know? Water present in the soil are utilized, taken by plants, animals and human beings. Plant utilizes the water. How much quantity they are needed depend on that much is utilized by the plant. And later transpiration. The loss of excess amount of water through the stomata from the leaves is called transpiration. By transpiration process, the water is added back further in the form of water vapors back to the atmosphere. The water utilized taken by animals from the soil, that is also further added back by which process? Respiration. When they respire, as a result of respiration, the amount of water vapors are added back. And water taken by the human beings utilized from the soil by several result of human activities, that is further added again by combustion process. So this water cycle repeats, it continues. In this way, the balance of water takes place in the nature due to this kind of water cycle. After this, let's proceed here. Water is added to atmosphere by following natural processes. See here, 4 natural processes are shown. By these 4 processes, water is added to the atmosphere by natural way. What are these 4 ways? First way is evaporation. Just evaporation from pond, lake, river, ocean, etc. The water is exposed to the high sunlight. Due to heat, that water gets evaporate and further added back to the atmosphere. So that we call by evaporation. Evaporation from pond, lake, river, ocean due to the sunlight, heat energy. Next, the transpiration by plant. Here it is shown. See, this is evaporation from the pond, lake, river occurs. That is one. Second, transpiration by plants. Here, plants. The excess amount of water is given out in the form of water vapors by the plants through the stomata. Loss of excess amount of water in the form of water vapors from a plant body, we call it as transpiration. So, by transpiration by plants. Next, respiration by all living organisms. Here again, animals, when they respire, by respiration it is added for the plant. So, respiration by all living organisms is added. And one more, the burning of most of fuels, mainly fossil fuels. When fossil fuels are burned, water is further added back to the atmosphere in the form of water vapors. So this is all about addition of water by natural processes back to the atmosphere, and this is about the water cycle, and this is about breaking of hydrogen and oxygen present in the water by passing electric current. So this is all for today. The next further part of this lesson will be continued in our next class. Thank you.